uncomfortable. He said that there was like remarks to him in the bathroom.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was talking to your employee in the bathroom about shaking the door after I already brought it to your attention yesterday that they were doing that. I don't know what if he has. Who the hell do I know this guy?
He was just trying to get into the bathroom just to get it clean.
Dude, I don't know anything about a customer and whether you have some of your friends are in here. I have no idea what the hell you're doing. I don't know anything about your customer. I was talking to the employee here.
The customer did say like he was in there and overheard it, and it made him feel really uncomfortable.
Well, what does that have to do with him? I was talking to your employee about something inappropriate that he did. So why is this third party coming in and getting involved in that?
Like lower your tone. I know,
dude. I think you're being racist. I'm just gonna put that out there because you just keep trying to Jim Crow me or do that. Like every time colored people come in here, you find all these issues and you keep harassing me. You hit me in the head with the buns, and we're not even gonna talk about that. And then you lie about it. And now, every time something happens, you instigate it so that you can use that against me, okay? And I just got finished. Yes, you are. You want me to tell you what's happening here? You're passively, aggressively harassing me until it becomes an issue, and then when I respond...
Well, it's about to be an issue.
And then
I'm about to call the police, and they're going to escort you outside the building. I'm being nice to you. I'm trying to help you.
I don't know anything about a customer. I mean, I was talking to the employee, so I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I just told you that. It had to do with your employee and me. So you're bringing in a third party as if to sort of change that.
The customer said something too. That's the reason why I'm addressing it. The associate did say something, but it wasn't until the customer felt uncomfortable.
Well, why is the customer involving himself in an affair that has nothing to do with him is the whole point.
Because it's a public place and there's people here and they're just coming here to shop and they don't want to have to listen to somebody yelling at somebody while they're trying to use the restroom.
What?
Yes, that's what made him feel uncomfortable.
Well, he made me feel uncomfortable. So what?
The customer didn't even say anything. He just kind of walked out of the bathroom and was just like, hey, just to let you know, there's somebody harassing your associates in the bathroom. He was just trying to do his job.
So why are we talking about the customer when this has to do with the associates? Is the whole where I'm trying to go with this?
Because I have other customers that I'm trying to take care of. It's the customer that approached me.
Well, when it's happening to me and you do nothing. I mean, just like 2 weeks ago when it happens to me.
We just had an issue with you too.
I had the issue. That I reported it, and now I'm having the same issue, and now you're involving a third party in this who has nothing to do with anything.
The customer spoke.
Well, assuming he is the customer and not someone that you know or your employee knows.
I've never seen the guy before.
Well, so you say you've never seen the guy before. You know, I actually think you have seen the guy, and I think this will be a friend of yours, someone he knows, because why is he getting involved in something that literally had nothing to do with him at all?
Because he was in the bathroom trying to use the restroom just like
I think just like with the bun situation, it was set up to be that way. Just like with the bun situation, we're going to go back to how I was assaulted with the buns. You want to go back to that?
I wasn't even a part of this. I wasn't at the store. I've heard about the story numerous times. They watched the cameras. The bun slid off of the shelf.
Yeah, the bun slid off, and your associate just so happens to be there. And I measured that shelf, and that shelf was completely level. So you hit me in the head with that, and I'm guessing because I'm colored, I can't. There's just nothing I can do about that.
Nothing to do with color.
Well, you hit me in the head with some buns, and you came up with an excuse that made no sense.
You pushed the agenda.
Okay. So I mean, you can do a lot. I mean, I'm gonna give it to you. I had no idea that the country was this bad off. I mean, I understand now why they're rioting. I mean, you guys can do anything now. I mean, it's like you can assault your customer, you can assault us, hit us with buns. I mean, I guess you can say anything. It doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense that happened. So what are the odds? Within that second that I kneeled over, that those buns just so happen to slide off the shelf and hit me in the head when your guy is literally right there. What are the odds? What are the odds? If I go back there, am I going to see buns lying on the floor because your shelves are unlevel?
Actually, if you come in here in the morning, I've seen it numerous
This wasn't in the morning. This was.
I'm just saying.
Well, if there, so I mean, you know what? We can't win. You know what? I'm gonna give it to you. You know what? I think we need to all color. We're gonna just go back to Jim Crow because nobody wants to get. Well, I think you would. I mean, you have this going on. I guess that's why you just said let's scratch the Silver Right Act, because we could just terrorize the customers who come in here. They'll feel so intimidated that they're not even going to want to shop here. Our customers, our associates, we get them that we just start hitting them with stuff in the head, lying about it, coming up with ridiculous reasons.
I have not heard about this issue with any other customer.
Well, yeah, because they're probably afraid of you. I don't really, well, it might be because you were
We're
terrorized.
grocery store workers, dude. We're not the Navy SEALs.
Well, I think that you have motivations because that happened, and you're not going to tell me that the odds that right at that very second, those buns would come flying off and hit me in the head.
Hey,
You literally, what are the odds? There would be buns on the floor every single time I came in there. You're going to tell me, and he just so happened to be there. So you're saying, what are the odds? And I'm supposed to believe that. And now this is happening, and now you're making me out to be the bad guy. Literally, after I get assaulted, you have your people assaulting me, terrorizing me, hitting me in the head with stuff, and I report that, and then I'm the bad guy.
I've got a question. Do you like coming here? Do you like being a part of Publix? Do you like I see you here pretty often?
So what does that have to do with me getting in the head with buns while I'm shopping here? I would like it a lot more because you're creating issues because you assaulted me with buns. That's creating an issue. So as I said, you are discriminating against me, and you're hoping I get pissed off enough so that you can ban me, just like what happened in the bathroom.
What's gonna happen?
Well, it's happening because you're assaulting me.
Were you assaulted in the restroom?
Well, no, but I was being harassed in the restroom.
He was just trying to do his job. He was just trying to see if anybody was there. He opens the door.
I told him I was there, so that should have been the end of that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that should have been it.
Well, but it wasn't, and that was the whole point. That's why I reported that, and that's why I brought that up to him. So, and then what is this whole thing with the third party coming in here interfering with something that he had nothing to do with?
He was just alerting us because he felt uncomfortable. He didn't.
Well, I felt I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable.
He said that our associate was just doing his job. He said he was trying to make.
And he was just a good Samaritan who had no idea what was even going on. He just felt like he was going to insert himself into something that was none of his business, right? It was none of his business.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to get to the root of it.
You do.
I heard their story. I'm hearing your story. But I do see you here often, and there is usually an issue with our Publix.
And I brought that up. You're basically mirroring the exact words that I brought up to your manager yesterday.
Just last night, we had another issue. But it can't be like we have an issue every single day when we don't even have that many complaints. Like, we have a good Publix, we have a good staff, we have great customers. We're trying to do our best to take care of them, but like when stuff like this,
you hit me in the head with a roll of buns, and you lied about it.
They pulled the cameras. They have this. Our DM knows about it. Our regional director knows about it. They're top dogs in the company. Just because when we hear that a customer has been assaulted, that goes straight to the chain of command. It goes above Nathan. It goes to our DM, and then from there she goes to our RD. They've all been aware. They've seen the video. The buns fall off of the shelf, and it hits you. And I'm terribly sorry.
And that within that right in that second, when I kneeled down there, and it just so happened that he was right there, and I'm supposed to believe that. You say it's me, and then these things happen, and they're completely unexplainable. Did you would expect me to believe that? Like plastic, dude, the physics of it. The physics of it alone. I mean, you're going to tell me that those buns, they would have to have been, you want to explain this like a physicist? Do you understand how science works? The buns would literally have to be leaning to the point where they were just, you could literally just look at them and tell they were about to fall. For them to come off there, and your guy just so happens to be standing right there.
Still come to our store if you still.
Well, if you know, because, well, what choice do I have? I'm not going to make groceries now. I'm not going to get a good deal.
You have a grudge towards our store? Like,
I don't have a grudge. You're passive aggressively terrorizing me, and I'm responding to it, just like how it happened with there. And you're going to keep messing with me until I get pissed off, because this is how you do things. I just saw a video. A guy goes in there. He goes to get some fast food. The people don't give. They give him cold fries. They give him 3 fries. He gets mad, and then they ban him. And he was like, "Well, of course I was mad. I ordered fries, and they gave me 3 fries, and they were cold." So that is how things are done in the 20 seconds in this part in town.
It kind of mostly comes from like tone. Like right now, like I'm talking to you subtly, like I'm very quiet, like I'm trying to be patient.
This is my normal voice.
But literally, you can hear, I'm pretty sure everybody knows our exact conversation because it sounds like you're yelling.
Well, that's just how my voice is. And like I said, well, you basically making me be out to be a bad guy while I'm being terrorized.
I don't want you to be the bad guy.
Why am I being hit in the head with buns?
I want you to feel welcome here. Well, I want you to be able to come here. But if we continue to have issues, man, okay, from me to you, if our staff keeps hearing about complaints every single day from
your staff is not going to be hitting me and terrorizing me and expect me to just roll over and take it. The whole point.
We don't want that, but every single time.
Well, why are they doing stuff like hitting me with objects while I'm walking if they don't want that?
That was
So basically, what you're doing is just instigating it so you can get the cops involved. You know what, though? I think that we have to. I think that literally before, I'm not, you know what? I'm going to stop coming here and I'm just going to file a lawsuit because I don't want this to instigate. We have to settle this in court. So, okay, you don't want me to come here? To end this conversation, I'm just going to sue you. So we'll take it up in court. You can explain the situation with the buns, and if a jury believes you, then we'll be fine. You know what? I'm not going to let this go any further.
Okay.
So I'm just going to file a lawsuit, and is that okay? So we can handle this in court. I think the only way we're going to settle this is to go to court. So I'm just going to file a lawsuit. I'm going to file a lawsuit, and you can explain the bun situation to a grand jury.
Okay. Well, there's video evidence. So.
Well, you know what? I watch TikTok, and they can rig stuff over there. You can rig it. You know how many videos on TikTok where stuff flying, they playing pranks on people?
We are not trying to play any pranks.
Well, a jury can decide that.
Okay.
But if we'll have a physicist come in and explain the physics of it. And if it doesn't make sense, we can just assume you rigged it and you're just terrorizing me. You thought it'd be funny to play a little prank on me because you're racist. A jury can decide that. And I think that you either rigged it or your guy did it.
I've never been called racist in my entire life.
Well, every racist person says that. What racist person says I'm racist? No racist person says that. You think it's funny to play these little pranks on colored people, and because you're just amused by it. So you set this whole thing up so you can terrorize me. And you're sitting there getting your friends in. This guy was a friend of yours, probably some racist guy like you.
So,
he comes in there. All right, this is my position. I'm gonna have to just take this up in court. There's no other way we can handle this. I'm not gonna be terrorized by your employees. I'm not gonna have you hitting me with objects. And you're basically saying that I'm the problem when I'm the one being attacked by your guys. Your guys are harassing me. Your guys are the ones hits me with the buns. And then as soon as I get upset, you're like, oh, this guy's he's so terrible. He's this terrible problem. You're basically expecting me to allow people to hit me with objects and terrorize me and literally say nothing. As soon as I complain about it, you turn me in the bad guy. So I was reasonable and just was like, look, yesterday I came in there was like, I'm having problems. And you're like, oh, why are you always having problems? Why are you having problems? You should allow these people to hit you with stuff. You should allow them to shake on the door. You should allow them to do these things. And why are you complaining about it? Why are you complaining about it?
I got a question.
We're going to have to settle this in court because this is not going anywhere. I get the fact that you're going to do this, and my only avenue is you're going to do what you're going to do. You have some sort of racist agenda. I can't do anything about that, and I don't think that allowing this to instigate so that you can turn it into something ugly and make me out to be the bad guy even more is a good idea. So. Before we can make this into something more negative, I'm just going to let you know this is where I'm going with it. And I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't need to get banned. So the point is we're not going to see eye to eye. This has to go to court. So that's it. Okay. So I'm leaving it there. All right. So I will file a lawsuit. See you in court.
All right.